Okay, well, welcome to another short video on Alexa skills. I want to talk about persistent attributes in this time. You'll find that, again, I'll let all these notes be published, but they're all available in my GitHub repository. So you'll find the document I'm looking at is this README file here. Oh, sorry, it's this docx file here. And the two Lambda functions we want, or the Alexa functions we want, are here. I want to talk about persistent skills, persistent attribute and session attributes in Python. You can save temporary data during a session using session attributes. You've most probably seen that. But if you want to save attributes across sessions, then you need to use persistent attributes. To do that, you need a way of saving them. Now, if you're going to use an Alexa hosted skill, you automatically get some DynamoDB data storage where you can store that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at that and create a skill, and this skill will just save some temporary data using session attributes and some permanent data using permanent attributes. The session attributes will just say how many times we've said hello to our skill, and the persistent attributes, will say how many times we've actually visited that site. So we'll start by creating a new Python Alexa hosted skill, and I'll call it my welcome skill. Oh, looks like I've been here before. And we want a Python hosted one, and we'll create the skill. We start from scratch, and this will take a few minutes to do. In the meantime, we'll just go through what we're going to do. In the Alexa hosted skills, as I said, you get access to a DynamoDB database storage. You need to set all that up, which took me a bit to find. There is a section somewhere on the Alexa skills to do that, on the Amazon skills to do that. And this is the section here on how to do it in Python. If you're using Node.js, there's also a section on that as well. So you need to edit your requirements.txt file and then add some code to your Lambda function. So that's all here. I'll go through it from my document. So it's still creating. Oh, that's good. It's done all right. So we'll go straight to the code. We're just going to use the Hello World model, and we'll go straight to the code. And the first thing I said we've got to do is to edit this requirement.txt file. The first thing you need to do then is just add this line of code here, which adds the DynamoDB adapter. So we'll do that, save that. And then in the Lambda Function.py, we need to add some code to it as well. So at the top of the Lambda Function py, you need to import the OS and the Boto 3 and the DynamoDB adapter. So we'll just add that. Doesn't really matter where it goes. There, and then we need to add all this setup for the DynamoDB, which gets your region, a table name, and custom skill builder bits for it. So we'll add all that. I've just suggested that you put it here somewhere. We'll save that. And then we need to add a custom skill builder to build all this. And this will use the DynamoDB adapter and give us this persistent _ adapter. So we'll just copy that, and that goes all the way down here. There. So that's all just standard stuff you have to do. Now, the question is, how do you access the persistent adapter? Well, they're passed to you in your handler input attributes manager, and you can just save them into storage area. When you save them away, again, you can save whatever you've got into your persistent attributes, and then you save your persistent attributes. Of course, the first time you've run the program, of course, they're not set up. So when you read the handler input persistent attributes, that's going to be empty. So you can quite easily just say, if it's blank, if it's not nothing to it, set them up. We'll see if you look at the audio skills I'm talking about, we'll see that you can do that in the interceptors as well. Now, interceptors literally intercept your request coming in, so you can extract your attributes then, and they can intercept the code that you're sending out, your responses out, and you can save them then. I'm not going to deal with that here, but just in case you see interceptors, now you know what they're about. If you want to read and save the session attributes, which we will, you just use handler input attributes manager session attributes. And again, you can do whatever you want with those. Of course, they're always going to be empty whenever you start running some code. And again, to save them away, you can save them. And in fact, that's wrong. That line of code is wrong. Oh, and sorry, if you want to save your session attributes across sessions, that's what I mean here, you can save them into your persistent attributes and then save the persistent attributes. So we'll see how this works. What we're going to do is we're going to run the standard hello world. When it gets launched, what we're going to do is we're going to read the session attributes. We're going to read the session attributes, and we're going to read the persist attributes here. If they're empty, we'll set them up. So we're going to count a number of visits each time, and we're going to set the number of hellos in the session attributes to 0. So every time we visit, the visit counter will be saved, or every time we leave, it'll be saved. We'll read it and we'll increment the visit counter. And then every time the user says hello, we'll just increment, within a session, we'll increment the number of times he said hello. So it's going to start out by saying, hello, this is visit number 123. You haven't said hello yet. And then we'll save all those. Then in the hello world intent, when some user actually says hello, it's going to get the session attributes. It'll increase the session attributes. We'll keep these running each time, and we'll say how many times he said hello, and then that's it. When you say goodbye, the session attributes will go. It won't remember how many hellos there are, but it will remember how many visits there are. So I'm just going to cheat here. Yeah. And I'll get the Lambda function from this code. This is all available on that GitHub site. So I'm just going to cheat and take all of this, because I know that this works. And this is and we'll paste it, and we'll save, and we'll deploy that. So whilst that's deploying, I'll just check that that's exactly what I am saying. So here's our imports, here's our database setup, here's our launch request. We read the persistent attributes and the session attributes. We set them if they're not been originally set. Here's our speak output, and we keep it running by having an ask there. And in the hello world, we read the session attributes, we increment the number of hellos, we say hello, this is number whatever it is, and this time I've actually modified this bit here, so we do keep the session active. Okay, so that's deployed. Well, I suppose all we can do is go and test it now. We've called it my welcome skill. Go to test it. Development. Open my welcome skill. Cross your fingers.
Hi, this is visit number 1. You haven't said hello yet.
Okay, so if I say hello.
Hi, this is hello number 1.
Or we can say hi.
Hi, this is hello number 2.
Okay, so we can say goodbye, which should reset all the hellos, but hopefully we've remembered the number of visits. So we'll start it off again.
Hi, this is visit
And
number
sure
2.
enough, number 2 hasn't said hello.
Said hello yet.
And if I say hi.
Hi, this is hello number 1.
Okay, so, and we can keep on doing this.
Hi, this is
Number 2, number 3, and so on.
hello number 3.
So that's how you do persistent attributes.
Goodbye.
I know it was a bit short, a bit fast, but hopefully you've learned a lot, and you can just look at the GitHub